Yeah, if you go to Trigon, there's always clangs and bangs
Yeah.
and such like that. Here it's...
And when you consider this, what, 10 minutes walk from the centre of
I
Christchurch?
know, it's ridiculous. It's lovely. It really is. Oh, look at that.
What's that, brick?
No, it's ground bait. Little gobstopper of ground bait.
Trying to attract him a brainer.
I'm trying to get the... well, I tell you, you know you're on it when you can... Yeah, but sometimes that'll draw them in, you know. I mean, you know when you're on it, when you can hit your float with your little ground bait ball. And I haven't thrown any kind of bait in at a float or anything for 2 years now, so I'm not doing too bad.
Let's just check we've still got maggots on.
Yep.
Yes.
We're all good. Yeah, still on the money though, so it's, you know, get the old muscle memory. You know, and work it a bit.
That was just a bit short to try and bring them closer in.
No, well, yeah, it's quite tacky actually. This is, it is quite tacky. It might.
You bracketed them, mate.
Might be slightly, yeah, might be slightly. What was that?
And there was something jumped just at the back of where that ground bait went in.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as we're sort of.
You've got the ground bait hit and the ripple spread out from that, but there was another ripple right behind it. Something jumped.
As long as we're roughly on the money, that's the main thing. We run out of ground bait too quickly, but we're sort of we're in a tight area, aren't we? You know, if they're going to be grubbing around in that area, we're in about a foot apart of area. That's not too bad. I wouldn't complain at that. Bearing in mind I haven't thrown ground bait in anger for quite a while. Even 2 years ago, I wasn't really fishing for ground bait, so. Yeah.
Got the ducks in the video.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The camera picking up the ducks.
Yeah, it'll pick them up. Yeah.
Definitely floating crust might be fun.
If they were feeding on the top, yeah. I mean, but then
only seen the four
laying some in the lily pads might, you know, might entice something, because there's definitely fish in those lilies. I know, but it's unfortunate. But they won't.
I've only seen the 4 ducks.
They won't find anything. They'll go. They know there's nothing there. There's nothing on the surface. They've got better eyes than we have. So they'll see there's nothing there and they'll toddle off. The thing is, fish are used to ducks and seeing their feet paddling in the water. It's not going to bother them. It's when they're paddling away really quickly that might concern them, I would have said. But you know, don't forget to do your raise and lower. So just in case, you know, if something's just moved in, it might catch its eye.
Ducks just bimbling around and picking up the odd grubs off there.
Always nice to see though, isn't it? As long as they're not bothering you too badly in your swim.
Remember fishing at Horder with Bungle once?
Oh,
and he had this rubbish ground bait he produced himself, which had been over dried.
Oh,
and it would not stick together.
No.
We put Horlicks in with this and it wouldn't stick together.
The only way to do that's the egg white.
Well, we mixed a handful of Horlicks in with it in hopes to make it a bit sticky, get it stick together.
You've got to put glue, you know, an egg white or gluten. You've got to get
EVA glue, I think, this stuff.
Corn flour might do it.
Yeah, well, Horlicks usually sticks it.
Well, Horlicks, you'd think Horlicks
would
do.
Malted milk. Yeah. Or Tesco's cheap alternative, you don't waste the good stuff.
Tight, soft.
It was off some fish tank gravel that had less dryness. And he gets a couple of handfuls, which Birdie held together, bombs a few handfuls out.
Yeah.
And the minute it hits the surface, it just explodes and spread this thin layer of crumb on the surface.
Oh no, that's
not. And within minutes, quack, quack, quack.
Yeah.
The entire surface of this end of the lake we're fishing.
Yeah, when crumb's gone off, you can't really save it very easily. It's difficult. Yeah, it's really difficult.
It was like one of those Hucker duck tanks at the fun fair. you know, prize every time, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolute chaos.
Not so good.
I thought we were going to get thrown out and banned. you?
Exactly. I noticed that. Yeah, it's you know,
What is that?
has it sort of pulled something off the bottom, bit of twig or something like that. But yeah, the float's definitely lower than it normally would be. Oh, oh, oh.
I was looking at Donald over there.
Oh, they're not looking at your float.
I was looking at the float, but Donald is right in the same line.
Mrs. Moorhen.
That's what I said. What have we got there? A moorhen.
Oh, I thought you'd noticed that your float was lower than it normally sits in the water. That because I was sort of looking, thinking as something actually just pulled it down a tiny bit.
No. No, I noticed the moorhen just because it was right in line with the float. But he is not concerned about anything, he's just bimbling around.
No.
Took him off to save the battery.
Ready?
Okay. What we've done, we've rebaited, we've now hang the actual line, we hang the line over that wiring tie so you haven't got 3 or 4 foot of line hanging and dragging the bottom. We ship out slowly, take the next section, add it in, keep it nice and smooth and gentle. Ship out holding the pole in your hands rather than resting it on the roller. Nice and gently. Just rest it down where you connect the next section. Put an extra section in here because we're trying to see if we can just get a little bit further out, won't do any good. Lift the pole and ship out with your hands rather than being lazy and let it rest in the roller when told. And as you get out to somewhere where you want to be, just gently turn the pole where the float drops off the roll, drops off the tag, and then just gently out.
Readjust, full control over the pole, resting on the knee, looking at the float.
I think we're still slightly over depth.
Yeah, I can see the float fine.
Yes, I
It's
can
probably,
see it now.
yeah, it's probably in the shadow, but no, it's fine.
No, I can just see it now.
Yeah. I mean, on a dibber float, if you're fishing on a dibber float, you are literally, I mean, you've got to have better eyes than we've got for it at our age, but if you're on a dibber, you are literally right down. Sometimes you've only got the surface tension and the tiniest part of the tip showing. These match anglers with eagle eyes, if a fish so much as burps, the float will go down. But I mean, as I've got older, and I'm sure you're the same, my tips have got thicker and brighter. So you've got to find a way to make it work somehow. But
I see the float now. I was looking in the wrong. I was assuming I'm fishing over depth because I couldn't see the float, but then
no,
the reality was I was looking in the wrong place.
but the shadow's just moved round, hasn't it, a bit? So we're sort
Sun's
of
slowly moving around because I'm not feeling the sun on the back of my neck like
No.
I was 10 minutes ago. I was turning my collar up because the sun was baking the back of my neck. It's now feeling a slightly cool draft on it.
Look at that! It's the float with the ball, and it's still quite sticky. Ground bait, but yeah. So now you're going to have to be extra vigilant. There are fish moving in those lilies, and you know where they're going to take you straight away if they come out and have a grab. They're going to go straight in. You're going to have to steer them left, yeah. Yeah, and don't go mad putting pressure on. The elastic's designed to help pull them out. They'll come away from the resistance. Very hard to find some good grains in those. Was that just a standardised tin?
Yeah.
Oh look, you've just missed a bite. Watch out, keep your eyes open, you've just had a tug. So maybe just lift it and drop it. Yep. It was just a quick snatch that was, but you probably spotted it. So, you know, try and take the weight off, that's it. Let the float do the work, so drop your tip a bit. That's better. Yeah, that's definitely just a quick stab. Yeah, keep
It's like the bigger float tips
yeah,
want to this distance.
keep your foot up. Keep your foot as vertical as possible. That's it. Right, there. Yeah.
It's like the bigger float tips want to this distance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could always swap the rig if you want to put a longer bristle on. We've got another rig.
We've got one with a longer bristle.
Yep.
I don't think a longer bristle would help, 'cause it's just going to be thin.
Yeah, but it is orange.
Fatter.
There's probably more to look at. Well, yeah, there was nothing on the shelf, so we've sort of hamstrung by what we've got, which is two types of float. This dibber or the one with the longer bristle.
Go through my float books and we'll make some up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you've got pole rigs on the shelf. We could just make some rigs.
Go through my float books.
Yeah.
Go through my personal float books and we'll make some up. Custom make some.
Yeah. That's it. Just dib it. Let it go
It also
down.
helps you to find the float.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the float from where we are, but the shadow's changed, hasn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of right on the edge of the shadow where I can see it. In fact, I'm going to move a bit more to the left, I think. To the right. Sorry. So that I can. Yeah. That's better. Right. Now I've got it.
Yeah, well, that's right in the reflection. From
Yeah.
my angle, it's right in the middle of the reflection of the reeds.
Yeah, yeah. I always find the same problem. So you could always switch around a little bit. You know, sort of. That's it. Just pull it away a little bit. You know, we're on the spot where we've been baiting. So.
You see it now.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That'll be fine then.
Where it was right in amongst all that reflection of the reeds, so you couldn't actually see
No.
anything.
Doesn't take much to throw it off, does it? But Mrs. Moorhen thinking she's got something. No, there's nothing there for you, baby. It'll be well gone by the time you get there. You're a bit too late. Put a bit of, when she swims off, I'll just spread a bit of cloud into the water, I think. Rather than go too heavy, I'll just go for the cloud effect. You alright, you settled in that position?
Now, trying to keep it as far in towards those pads as possible without it being in the
Yeah,
reflection from of the reeds where I can't see the float.
yeah, I've got you. I've got a good view here though.
But it's right on the, it is right on the edge of the reflective patch now.
Right on the end of the float. Can't get much better than that.
It's right on the edge of the reflective patch now, just in a dark patch that stands out.
Yeah. It probably is slightly under depth because the float tip is down. Sort of. Oh, now it's popped up. Look. Now it's popped up. So it's okay. Just in case we fish that line later. Probably won't because the sun's gone off it. It's going to probably be a little bit more difficult now that the sun's moving around because the fish might want to move to the warmer water, but then there might be one or two who want a bit of a break. You alright?
Yeah, neck ache from sitting forward too much.
Yeah, it can be awkward on a pole because obviously you know you've got your neck canted over to one side.
Would have been better on a box than a chair as well.
Well,
Backrest.
A pole box. You see, if you're on a pole box, you would have that resting underneath the flap on the pole box.
Yeah.
So you'd have it on your front roller. If
Yeah.
you wanted to take a break, you can take your hands off, or you could have, like I say, the side
Thing is that
arms.
when you're shipping back, you're not
Yeah.
hitting the chair back.
Yeah. Well, if you're shipping back on a pole box, you'd have it there, and then you just ship back slightly sideways because you've got no arms of like a chair to get in the way.
Because at the moment, you see, when you're shipping back, you're hitting your arm against the back of the chair.
Yeah. But of course, you know, you have to make allowances to accommodate for stiffness, etc., etc. Now, you want to be fishing so that at least you can walk the next day. Otherwise, it's not going to be such a good session, is it? You're going to remember it for all the wrong reasons. Give it a good old swing out. You know, just swing it right out. That's it. Get it. That's it. Get out there. There you go. Give it a chance. Go on. He's gone. Hey. We're just noodling. That's a little rud. Oh, you lost it. We're just noodling for a bit of fun because they're all on the surface and they're only tiddlers. So, yeah, a small rud, that one. But yeah, there's loads of them under the surface, so we're just having a bit of fun. So let it develop. Just, that's it, go. Then just lift into it.
Yeah, take it.
Oh yeah. So then just swing it straight back out again.
Pendulum it out. Pendulum it out.
That's it.
That filming.
Yeah.
Here you go.
There you go. Go on then.
That
maggot's
size 20, or what's that, a 16?
Yeah. No, it's a 14. It's 14. I mean, 14 for a water like this, a 14. You know, for tench, so you can get sweet corn on. It's the right hook.
Yeah, it was a lot smaller hook for that.
Yeah, but you know, there'll be a bigger one that you can hook. I mean, you know. Go on. Go on. Come on, Andy, what are you doing? Don't let him have it too long. I mean, if he's going down and I'll change that maggot because I think it's had the head sucked. Ooh. That's a bit of fun.
Sorry?
It's a bit of fun, isn't it? They're having it.
Tangled, you bastard.
I thought you had, yeah, because you caught the pole sock with it, didn't you? And it sort of tensioned it and then relaxed it. So.
No, it wasn't pole, it just flicked over.
Well, I thought you hit the pole sock because I know it jagged it all up. Winkle one out. That's it.
Single maggot.
Single maggot. Swish him out there and winkle one out. So just to underarm it out.
I was dropping it there because I kept seeing a few rises just there.
Oh, they're everywhere, so you shouldn't have too much of an issue. attracting something. You're not in the sweet spot, are you?
No.
No, you're not in the sweet spot. That's more like it. Well, I'll do that. I'll do that. You're all right. I'll do that. Don't want to overfeed them. Just only having a bit of noodling fun, just to pull them in. There you go. He's gone.
Take it.
Go on. He's got it. Oh, you're late, mate. Late. That's more like it. You can actually sort of lift a little bit sort of harder with that because it's a shorter pole, so.
They're just grabbing the line, aren't they?
Well, you've got to let them go with it a little bit, and then. I'm sure they're grabbing the maggot. It's just a case of they've got to get it in, you know, because there'll be the odd bigger one like that bream earlier that got it right in and got it properly. But yeah, you'll get plagued by a lot of smaller ones that will give you hassle before you hook one. The good thing is because they're small, you can just keep messing until you hook one. Go. He'd gone. He'd gone. What's the plan, Stan? What are you going to do, Stan?
Fresh maggot on.
Yep. Get a bit more of a wriggle on. Oh, steady. Right, let's pull those weights all on top of each other so that they're not attacking those. I think that might be an idea. Okay. Right, yep. Try and be smooth because obviously those rubbers are rubbish.
That's 20 hooks for these, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we didn't expect to be just noodling around for a few tiddlers, did we really? But it's a bit of fun. Yep, it's alright.
Camera's still running.
Mm.
Definitely there.
Oh yeah, they're there. There's no doubt about that.
I think little skimmers and whatnot, but that are taking the float. Just not.
Well, you got to, maybe they're too small. You got to let it develop. I mean, you know, they can. They've proven that they can take it. Oh, right. Let's just have a look at this setup. Let's just change a couple of things. Just swing it over to.
That was a right knock. I felt the knock.
Yeah, I
Here
did.
You go again.
Yeah.
I felt that knock through the pole. Yeah, I felt that knock through the pole. He murdered the maggot.
Yeah, let's just change some settings.
I felt that knock through the pole and he's hammered that maggot.
Should have brought my other set, shouldn't I, really? But there you go, I didn't. So I didn't. Let's get some purpose about this job, shall we?
We're taking some more of those shot off.
No.